What's up, guys? We out here, Lower East Side. Welcome to, what's the name of the show again? It's my f***ing show and I don't even know what the name of the show is. What up? It's your boy Chef Harold, aka Uncle Harold. Even though chicken feet are regularly eaten across the globe, they're still an ingredient a lot of people are hesitant to try. So I'm setting out to transform them into a completely new dish that will challenge what people think about them. This is chicken feet. I love chicken feet, and I love eating all offals. That's kind of like the thing that I eat on my days off. In Southeast Asia or even Asia, these offal pieces of animals are the main things that people sell in those street markets and the night markets and stuff like that. You know, a lot of people love them, especially when you're drunk, right? Like, you're coming from a party and you're like, yo, they got chicken feet, I'm gonna get that. And then you end up loving chicken feet. To help me figure out exactly what kind of dish I should make. Oh shit, what's good, bro? How are you? It's good to see you, man. I decided to meet up with some friends who cook with chicken feet all the time. Welcome everybody, we're here in Capistrano in the Lower East Side. We're here with my good friends, VJ and his father, Virgilio. We're about to learn about chicken feet. So can you tell us about SARAP and how you guys put it together?
So SARAP in Tagalog means so delicious, and we're based on Filipino street food.
So in New York, the street is the subway.
So so pretty much it's like the best way to sell it. It was on the subway or around the corner in the streets or.
What kind of skewers do you guys do?
Oh, it definitely is not like regular skewer that you see over here in the U.S. Chicken feet, pork intestines.
Like the offals, right?
Yes, you got it.
Naranasan ko na sinabi ng anak ko na magtatayo siya ng street food. Magtitinda siya ng inihaw. Yung sabi ko sa kanya, sige, yung experience ko, ipapamana ko sa'yo. Kung anong alam ko sa Pilipinas na mga lutuin.
So why did you guys decide to put chicken feet on the menu?
Since us Filipinos, some of them it's so hard to travel back to the Philippines. So we want trying to bring back the memories, what we have back home. And to introduce the Filipino culture or food to non-Filipinos. The reaction of people it's like something new to them, that they were so curious about it that they want to try it.
Yeah, has everybody been ordering
it? Yeah, definitely.
How much chicken feet do you go through every time you do a pop-up?
Probably like 100 to 200.
200 pieces for your pop-up?
200 pieces.
Holy shit, does your house smell like chicken?
It smells.
Kinda.
So how do you get that chicken smell out? What do you do?
Oh, so to take off the smell of it, pretty much is like you gotta clean it in the water and
like
salt.
A brine almost, like a salt brine?
Okay. Salt and water.
Okay.
And when it's ready, you cook it as adobo style. So adobo is one of the traditional Filipino dish.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's a national dish?
Oh, definitely. Everybody loves adobo. Pretty much. You saute on the garlic and ginger.
Okay. So what are you doing here? You're gonna give it color? The chicken?
Just gotta make some colors on it. Yeah. Just gotta add a little bit of water. Then after you baste it, we grill them.
Grill it. So when you adobo, it's called adobo de manok, and then when you grill it, it's called Adidas.
Adidas. Someone came out with it because it resembles of the Adidas. Stripes? Yeah, the three stripe of Adidas. Before grilling it, one of the secret sauce is banana ketchup. Pretty much it's like the hot sauce of the Filipino.
But it's sweet.
But sweet. We took some of the adobo sauce, put them on the side. All you just gotta do is just add banana ketchup on it.
And then that'll give it that sweetness. So when you grill it, it gives it a nice char, right?
Nice char and sweet.
Yeah, good.
So pretty much that's how it looked like.
Oh man, that looks great. Wow, look at the color. So let's talk about the dipping sauces here.
Usually we dip it on vinegar. We call it suka, which is vinegar with red onion. That's why it has like a reddish colors on it. Some of the people, they have like some sweet and sour or spicy sour.
Awesome. I'm gonna try the vinegar one.
So you just dip it? You dip it, just let it sit down. So it absorbs all the vinegar flavors on it.
All right, let's try it, man. Filipino street food in New York City, huh? Oh, that's great, man.
Right.
I mean, the best part about this, I think, is the char from the grill. Just the adobo flavor profile is amazing, too. And I think it also showcases kind of what Filipino food is about, really. It's really about, using what you have and not wasting and feeding the whole family with all those products and give the animal the respect that it deserves. The idea of the traditions of being passed down to you and your father as a second generation Filipino American here in New York, does it give you a lot of weight on your shoulders to really carry on the traditions?
It's something very important and I'm proud of it. And hopefully I will pass it to my kids and from there to generation. He got it from her
Filipino.
mom.
That's right.
I got it from him.
That's why
And now,
I inherited
definitely.
this type of cooking.
So VJ, really, thank you so much for sharing with us your family's tradition. We hope to see you this summer, and everybody needs to keep an eye out for your truck. And you want to say anything else to the people?
Yeah, I just want to say salamat, and I'll see you this summer.
Yeah. After hearing from VJ and his father, I took some time to think about my plan. The lime wash, adobo braised, and the char from the grill are all things that could serve as a jumping off point for whatever I end up making. I knew I wanted my final dish to respect these traditions, but still showcase chicken feet in a brand new way.
We've been kicking chicken feet around all day. What do you think you're gonna make?
I think what I'm gonna make is risotto with seasonal vegetables, and then have the chicken feet glazed with this reduced sauce that we're gonna be making, and then shave some black truffles on top. Risotto is basically rice that's cooked in stock. There's a narrative that everybody already knows. The qualities of a risotto that it must have, it should be creamy and cheesy at the same time. There's gonna be constant stirring. There's gonna be constant adding of the stock. Al dente is kind of where the bite where you want it to be, and I think it'll really balance it out with chicken feet, where chicken feet has all these kind of fatty contents to it, has a little bit of acidity from the vinegar and the lime, and also char and kind of this umami flavor profile. I think layering the food that way will create a great one bite or a couple of bites of the dish. And also, I have never heard anybody make a chicken foot risotto because it's basically an oxymoron. It's one of the most inexpensive parts of the animal with one of the most expensive rice dishes in a fine dining menu.
You seem a little nervous about it.
Yeah, this is literally the first time I'm making it. So let's see how it looks. Now, don't freak out. Sometimes the chicken feet has these spots on them. These are called blisters, okay? Just like human beings, when you walk on your feet too long, you get these little blisters, all right? Go ahead and just snip it off, all right? So it doesn't freak you out, doesn't freak anybody else out. What you wanna do next is, you wanna take your Revlon and give it a little manicure. I like to keep the nails in because I don't like to waste. But if it freaks you out to have it like this, you can go ahead and just snip them off right on the knuckle so you don't have to deal with it and you don't have to look at it. Next steps is to create a brine, and the reason why we have to create a brine is sometimes some of these chicken have like a funky smell to them. You want to wash that off. You want to get all the impurities out of this product. So we're gonna have some white vinegar, some salt, and some water. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and dump our chicken feet in here. Then we'll add the vinegar, salt, like this. You see already there's a chemical reaction now that's happening that's cleaning this product. And we'll let this sit in the brine for about 10 to 15 minutes. So now, as you can tell, it's been sitting here for a while, and now all the impurities are coming to the top here. You see how clear the chicken itself is looking? It looks like it's been kind of in a bleach solution almost, but the vinegar itself is gonna help to really, take the look of the chicken feet and the fear of eating chicken feet out of it, and giving it such a great flavor profile that people enjoy eating chicken feet. So the next steps for these chicken feet are we're gonna go ahead and braise it. And the reason why we're doing that is because it breaks down the collagen a little bit more and it makes it malleable for you to really eat the chicken itself and be able to enjoy it. The way I'm braising it today is gonna be kind of like adobo style. Braising the feet like this is going to bring some of the traditional flavors I learned from SARAP into my risotto. But instead of vinegar, we're going to be using green chilies, Thai chilies. They're pretty spicy. Don't be scared, all right? A little bit of fish sauce and lime juice. I'm going to coat the chicken feet with this. The next, add chicken stock. See that collagen right there? You just need enough to cover the dish itself. And when you bring it up to a boil, then you let it simmer for 45 minutes. And then you'll have nice, ready-to-go chicken feet. Now we're back, it looks like this, that's when you're almost done there. So you wanna just take it off and put it on the rack. And then what we're gonna do, she's gonna go ahead and put it on the grill. So you don't wanna move it too much, all right? Let the grill do the work. And you know, since we braised it with a little bit of lime too, it has this balance now because fat, if you cut it with acid, it gives it a balanced flavor profile. This char is a lot like what VJ and his father did. It's going to work well into the risotto because it's going to give it a smokiness and that kind of extra layer of flavor that this risotto needs. Nice. This point right here, the chicken feet is pretty much ready to consume. We're gonna start putting together this dish. I've set up my station in a way where I can work multi-things at the same time. I have my chicken stock that I have right here. I'm gonna bring it up to a boil and we're gonna get that going. This sauteuse is gonna be for the risotto and this pan right here is gonna be for the asparagus and the beautiful chanterelle mushrooms we got from the farmer's market. We'll have the braise going down here and when you dip the chicken feet in there, it's gonna have this beautiful glaze right over the top, yeah? So we're gonna move fast, all right? Small dice, half an onion, couple cloves of garlic. Dice this super small also. And you wanna cook down your onion and garlic in a very slow and translucent way. Add a little bit of another butter just to slow the cooking process. And then we're gonna add a little bit of the rice. This is our beautiful risotto rice. They're a lot short grain and more starchy. You don't have to wash it. In Asian culture, we usually wash our rice. Here, you want these kernels to be kind of molded in and kind of whipped together, creamy, nice, al dente rice. And you cook it just like pasta, really, to tell you the truth. But what I've done also is I've hidden the black truffle here in the middle of this rice. Pull the truffle out. What we're doing is we're gonna toast the rice a little bit just to give it a little bit more flavor. Season along the way. I learned that the hard way when I had to get rid of 20 quarts of cauliflower soup because I didn't season it properly. All right, so when you get to this point, I like to turn it up a little bit. Then I wanna just deglaze a little white wine. Any type of white wine would work. We're using Sauvignon Blanc. You wanna get it down to sec. So while that's going, we're gonna be working on our asparagus and chanterelle mushrooms. You don't want to cut these, all right? You just want to tear them. You want to respect the product, okay? Where it naturally just tears. And you want to give it a nice sear on these mushrooms, all right? Just add a little bit of butter just to slow the cooking process down. The risotto is into sec, as you can tell. It's soaked up all the white wine. And then now we start adding the stock itself. And do a couple ladles. We're gonna whip it. Keep whipping that, all right? And mount this with a little bit of butter. You can't hurt nobody with no butter, you know what I'm saying? So while that's happening, just take care of our asparagus. We don't really wanna clean them because these are amazing asparagus. Just wanna add them right in, just like that. Season this again. A little bit more butter. That's awesome, that looks good. It's getting super creamy. Lucky we're only doing 1 cup, because if we were doing a lot of cups, we would be right now. Be out here whipping this shit for 2 hours. Once I pull this back, you see how it's coming together like that? That means the starch is coming together. So now you can tell the mushrooms are getting this beautiful color to them. And what we're gonna do next here is we're gonna add a little bit more flavor to it. 1 garlic. A little white wine, a couple things of butter. You want to pull it off the pan and you just make a pan sauce. Just turn it off, let it sit, let it live, and then focus back on the risotto. Wow, that's great. The chicken stock is giving a lot of flavor. What I'm gonna do next is work on some chives, like we talked about last video. I'm gonna create a little bundle action here. This chives is just gonna finish the sauce for the asparagus and the mushrooms. Give it some color too. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna add our chicken feet into this mix. This chicken feet has already been grilled. Our braising liquid right there. Our risotto has doubled in size. The kernels has also bloomed a little bit more. I'm gonna fold this right in, okay? Yeah. I'm ready for plate up. Here we go. We're gonna put some black truffle on top of this. We're gonna charge extra $75 for this dish, all right? It will give it more of an earthy tone from the mushroom. Hey man, VJ came over. He was right down the block. He's gonna come taste this dish and see if it's worth all this effort to make this, okay?
Oh, wow. That looks beautiful. You got my dad recipe right here.
Make your dad proud?
Yeah, chef.
Yeah?
It's just bagging.
Good. He's just being nice. How much do you think it will cost, VJ?
Probably like 75, 100. You actually put too much, probably more than that too.
That's true. There's a lot of truffles in there. Bon appetit budget is okay. All right, cool. I'm gonna taste it now, see. So it still has a little bite to it, a little al dente. Risottos are hard to make, a la minute. You gotta really pay attention to it. If you cook it a little bit more, it's a little too soft, you know what I mean? Like, this is where you want it. And Gordon Ramsay would say the same thing. Let's try the chicken feet. That's nice. This is like Eats meets West, you know? If I would make it again, the one thing I would add to it is maybe chicken butts. Chicken butts is so good.
As well put everything on.
Right. You know, in restaurants, when we used to roast stock and like roast bones, chicken backs would be part of it. And chicken butts, it's everywhere on there, right? So after you roast it for like 45 minutes, you just peel off the chicken butts and just eat that straight up. Oh my God. So I would, from all the scraps, I would cut some chicken butts up and just put it in between the chicken legs, the chicken feet, to really give it a nice unctuous burst of like chicken flavor, you know? That's the one thing I would add. And maybe a little bit of crispy shallots or something just for a little bit more texture. But overall, man, it's pretty good. So Vijay, I want to kind of talk about some social issues that's happening right now in the Asian community. Can you give a little story about what happened to your wife a couple of days ago?
Oh man, yeah, we were just walking down after a nice lunch. Next thing you know, just someone like from nowhere came out to my wife and pushed her. I was like a little bit like forward.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, all I think I heard from her was a small scream. I looked back, and the guy was about to like jump on her.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, what the hell? What the doing?
Yeah.
And I start chasing him, man.
Yeah. It's pretty clear that we need to stand up to racism and stand up to violence. So the people out there that's doing all these things and attacking and all this kind of stuff is not necessary, you know. Let's just have a conversation and really talk about how we can move forward as a culture and move forward as a country to see the difference that we can make for each other. And we're the next generation Philams here in America, and we want to be able to continue the culture and the ethics of our communities and also continue the legacy that they've left for us. So, yeah. So as we always say, never forget where you came from, otherwise you become a asshole. Bon appetit, no doubt. South Bronx all day.